Imagine waking up, but not being able to move. Your mind is alive, screaming, but your body is a prison. For 12 years, Martin Pistorius lived this nightmare. Doctors said he was gone, told to take him home and let him die. But Martin wasn't gone. He was trapped, bound by silence, until something impossible happened. This is his story, and it's one of the most terrifying cases of living death ever recorded. Martin was a healthy 12-year-old boy growing up in South Africa. He loved building radios, watching cartoons, and helping his dad in the garage. Then one day, he came home from school with a sore throat. Nothing serious, or so it seemed. In days, his health collapsed. He couldn't walk. He couldn't speak. Doctors were baffled. They suspected meningitis or a rare viral infection. Soon, he slipped into what they called a vegetative state. Years passed. He didn't respond. He didn't move. To the world, Martin was gone. But inside, something terrifying was happening. He was waking up. Martin regained consciousness around the age of 14. He could hear. He could see. He could think. But he couldn't tell anyone. He was trapped, completely aware inside a body that wouldn't obey him. He listened to the doctors talking about him as if he were furniture. He heard his mother whisper to him, "I hope you die soon." She wasn't cruel. She was broken. Years of watching her son's lifeless body had destroyed her. But Martin was still there, silent, screaming inside his mind. He said later, "I was like a ghost. I could see and hear everything, but it was like I didn't exist." Life went on around him. Nurses bathed him, turned him, dressed him. Day after day, year after year, Martin's mind slipped into darkness. He said time stopped meaning anything. He tried counting seconds, hours, days, but it was useless. His life became an endless cycle of waking and sleeping, with no one knowing he was alive. He couldn't even close his eyes when he wanted to. He described it later as being trapped inside a body-shaped coffin. But then something began to change. A woman, a new therapist, saw something the others didn't. It was 2001. Martin was now in his 20s. A caregiver noticed the faintest flicker in his eyes when someone spoke to him. It wasn't random. It was focused. She convinced the family to take him to a special communications center. There, using computers and eye movement tests, they realized the impossible. Martin could understand everything. He wasn't brain dead. After 12 long years of silence, Martin began communicating using a computer. Letter by letter, word by word, until finally, he spoke again. His first message wasn't "help me." It was, "I am happy," because someone finally heard him. When he was able to describe those lost years, Martin revealed things that sent chills through everyone who cared for him. He remembered every word said around him, every nurse's conversation, every moment his family cried, even the abuse from caregivers who thought he couldn't feel pain. He said, "I learned there's always someone who will see you as less than human, but also there's always one person who refuses to give up. That one person saved him." Today, Martin can move with assistance. He communicates fluently with technology. He wrote a book titled Ghost Boy, and even fell in love with a woman named Joanna. But he says a part of him still lives in that silence, that endless dark space where he was trapped for 12 years. He remembers the lonely, the helplessness, and the horror of knowing you are alive. Martin Pistorius was bound by silence for half his life. Through that silence, he saw more of humanity. It's darkness, and it's light than most of us ever will. He says he forgave everyone who gave up on him, because in the end, the only voice he needed was the one that refused to disappear.